So I guess it's recording now. And now let me go ahead and share my screen.
All right. Before you do that, let's welcome Carlos Ruiz. Take it away, Carlos.
Yeah. Can you guys see the PowerPoint? Okay. All right. Good evening. Oh, wait, sorry. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I love to travel and visit places I've never been before. However, at the end of the day, there's no place I'd rather be than home. Home to me is one of the most unique and beautiful cities in all of Southern California. It is a city that saw me grow and become the person I am today. I remember when I was young, me and my friends would ride around in our scooters and saw the, I'm sorry, but there's some background noise and that I think it's, there you go. Back when I was young, me and my friends would ride around in our scooters and just explore the amazing sights the city had to offer. But nothing beats riding down to Ocean Boulevard and seeing the beautiful ocean front under a bright orange sunset. Let me tell you a little bit about my city, my home, Long Beach, California. Long Beach is approximately 20 miles south of downtown Los Angeles, and it should take you around 30 minutes to get there, but of course it doesn't. Due to the LA traffic that we have, it probably takes you around an hour or even more. But with the population of around 500,000 people, we are the second largest city in LA County and the 36th largest city in the United States. Bigger in population than Miami, Minneapolis, and Cleveland. Our motto is the international city due to the immense diversity that exists within the city. Brief history of Long Beach. It became incorporated in 1897 and became known as Long Beach due to its 7 miles of beachfront. From 1902 to 1910, Long Beach was the fastest growing city in the United States. Something I found really interesting and that I did not know before. But you guys may be asking yourselves, so what is there to do in Long Beach? There's plenty of stuff to do, and I feel like there's always something going on in the city. But I'm gonna try to go over the most popular and famous attractions that the city has to offer. The first one is the Pike. It was founded in 1902 and became one of the most famous beachside amusement zones on the West Coast. Back in the day, it had a huge roller coaster, a Ferris wheel, various food booths and game booths right pretty much on the ocean. You could say it was really like a amusement park right on the beach. Today, it's still very popular among many tourists and locals, and it has now become a shopping center and a movie theater. We do still have the Ferris wheel there, and parts of the roller coaster are still there just for decoration, but we don't have the full running roller coaster anymore, unfortunately. But on the weekends, you'll still find families just bonding, walking around, shopping, and friends just hanging out at the Pike. So it's definitely an amazing symbol of the city. And here I have a picture from 1902 when it first opened. You can see all the different booths, the huge roller coaster in the background there, and a bunch of people, especially in the summer, it would get really crowded. And down below, I have the pictures of how it looks today. The Queen Mary, probably one of our most famous and well-known attractions in the city. It served as a luxurious ocean liner and became a troop ship during World War II, carrying thousands of troops throughout the war. And throughout its time as a luxurious ocean liner, it did carry famous Hollywood stars, royalty, and Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill. But in 1967, it made its last cruise into the city of Long Beach, which has been her home since then. It now serves as a hotel, museum, and venue for various events. But probably one of the most interesting things about the ship, or that more people talk about, are the famous ghost encounters that the ship has. There's various stories and legends of different types of stories, but perhaps there's one that catches my attention the most. The story that I think it's most interesting is the story of room B340. This particular hotel room was just a regular room, but they say many murders and people have died in that room. And once it became a hotel, people would sleep there and they would hear the footsteps, lights turning on and off in the restroom, and the sheets being pulled off their bed. The room had to be closed down for a few years due to all these complaints, but it has now recently reopened to the public, and for $500 a night, you can spend the night in the room, and it even has a Ouija board, crystal ball, and tarot cards if you're one of those thrill seekers. So definitely a spot to check out. The Aquarium of the Pacific, it's one of the attractions that takes me back to my childhood. It's we used to go there all the time for field trips, and it was founded in 1998, and it's the fourth largest, most attended aquarium in the nation with 1.7 million people every year. In case you guys were wondering which one's the first, it is the Georgia Aquarium that's here in Atlanta. But it does display 12,000 animals and over 100 exhibits, making it the perfect location to take the family, the kids, and just enjoy the marine life. So what makes Long Beach unique? Lots of times, the city of Long Beach is associated with the city of Los Angeles due to its close proximity. But honestly, LA and Long Beach have their own culture, their own vibe, and their own things to do. Long Beach is more of a, even though it has a large population, it's more of a small city vibe. You don't feel as crowded, and you just feel it's more easy to get around, be able to ride bikes, and it's just more different than what LA is. But let me share a few of the things that, in my opinion, make our city unique. The Long Beach Grand Prix happens every year, and it's our largest event. And we count with around 17,000 spectators every year. And it occurs every April in the heart of downtown Long Beach. Unfortunately, this year it was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but we hope to have it up and running next year in 2021. But the event was sponsored by Toyota for almost 4 decades. But in 2019, Acura took over the sponsorship. And since I worked for Honda Acura, I was able to get free tickets. But it was actually my first time attending it. Even though I lived there, it was my first time, since maybe because it was free, but it was really interesting to just go around, see the races, and all the bars and restaurants around there have a lot of happy hours, and you go grab some drinks with friends and coworkers, then I would come back and watch the race. So it's much more than just watching the races. It's just enjoying the time and enjoying the city. These are some of my favorite districts in the city. One of them is Cambodia Town. Long Beach has the largest Cambodian population outside of Cambodia. We have a 1 mile business corridor that the city granted for Khmer businesses, restaurants, and temples. So it's definitely a great spot to check out and have some really good, authentic Cambodian food. The next one is Bixby Knolls. It's one of the most family-friendly communities in Long Beach, and it has various shops, restaurants, and even live entertainment on some days. So it's a really interesting spot to check out. Bellman Shore is probably where you can find the best nightlife in Long Beach, in my opinion. If I'm going out on the weekend to have a drink, that's where I would go. They have a bunch of restaurants, bars, and little shops that you can just walk around, even in the day, have some brunch and relax. And at night, of course, party up. And down from Bellman Shore is Naples. Naples is like a neighborhood. It's one of the more luxurious neighborhoods, and it counts with the system of canals. And they even have the gondola rides like they do in Venice, Italy. So it's one of the romantic spots that you'd have to check out if you're in Long Beach. And just to make you guys hungry, I've put out here a few of the restaurants and different foods that we have around Long Beach. Like I mentioned, Cambodia Town has really good, authentic food from Cambodia. And George's Greek Cafe has the best lamb chops. El Sal's Street Tacos is my favorite taco spot in Long Beach, and they're usually open till 2 to 3 a.m. on the weekend. So after a night of partying, that's usually where you'll find me. And the Attic has a unique dish of macaroni and cheese with hot Cheetos on top of it. I've tried it before. It's really good, even though it may not be too healthy, but trust me, you'll love it. And Berth 55, it's a more hidden restaurant near the port of Long Beach. They have really good seafood and at really affordable prices. And while you're there, you can check the view of the harbor. And the skinniest house in America also happens to be in Long Beach, California. It was built in 1932 after the owner of a small lot was challenged by his friend to build an habitable house in that little small lot. And he did it. He built a 3-story house in that little small lot that he had. And it's cited by the Guinness Book of World Records and Ripley's Believe It or Not as the nation's skinniest house. So it's definitely a good spot to check out and get a picture for the gram. I know most of us are proud of where we come from, and I am not the exception. Every time someone asks me where I'm from, I'm proud to say I'm from Long Beach, California. It's not just its beautiful beaches, amazing views, and fun attractions. When I think of Long Beach, I think of all the amazing memories this city has brought to me over the years. And yes, there's no place I'd rather be than in the LBC. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Carlos. And I guess we need to switch the screen back over to Nikki.
Okay, yeah, let me. I stopped sharing it. Do I need to click something else to give you back the